Now we have a dilemma. Should I give it in English or in Italian? Italian. All right. I'll do it in Italian, okay? I don't know how it's going to work for you if I give a lecture in Italian. Maybe you want to group up somewhere and someone translates for you. You need to, you won't learn it in one lecture, but so I'm puzzled. Anyhow, let's chant Jayarada Madhava, let's see now. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Gopijana Bhallabha Giribadadhare Gopijana Bhallabha Giribadadhare Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tera Vanachare Yamuna Tera Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Gopijana Bhallabha Girivadadhare Gopijana Bhallabha Girivadadhare Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tera Vanachare Yamuna Tera Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahayam Tadati Shva Padam Tikam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivo Naruttamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayat Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punashravana Kirtanam Hridyantastoya Bhadrahani Vidunuti Suritsatam Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamas Loke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. How many of you understand English? A lot. You understand English. Okay. So we'll give it in English for the happiness of those who don't speak English. I'm sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Il libro è in italiano. C'è il libro? There is no English book? All right. We'll do our best. Che verso è? 24, no? 24. Trishnaya Bhava Vahinya Yogyai Kamai Apuryaya Karmani Karyamano Aham Nana Yonishu Yojitaha Trishnaya Bhavavahinya Jogyai Kamaira Apuryaya Karmani Karyamanoham Nana Yonisu Yojitaha Trishnaya Bhavavahinya Jogyai Kamair Apuryaya Karmani Karyamanoham Nana Yonisu Yojitaha Trishnaya Bhavavahinya Jogyai Kamaira Puryaya Karmani Karyamanoham Nana Yonisu Yojitaha. Krishnaya. Okay. Because of material desires. Bhavavahinya. Under the current of the law of the material laws of nature. But that is, it's a real struggle, translate from Italian. Yogyai, how it should be done. Kamai, material desires. Apuryaya, without an end, one after the other. Karmani, the activities. Karyamana, constantly forced to do, constantly forced to act, Thank you. Aham, I. Nana yonishu, different forms of life. Yojita, engaged in the struggle for existence. Traduzione. Okay, I'll read it in Italian and then I'll translate it into English. A causa di insaziabili desideri materiali, ero spazzato via dalle onde delle leggi della natura materiale e mi impegnavo così in differenti attività, lottando per l'esistenza nelle diverse forme di vita. Due to insatiable material desires, I was tossed in the waves of the laws of material nature, and I engaged myself in different kinds of activities, struggling for existence in diverse forms of life, different forms of life. Was it that clear? Okay? Spiegazione. Finché l'essere vivente desidera soddisfare diverse forme di desideri materiali, deve cambiare continuamente un corpo dopo l'altro. As long as the living being desires to satisfy diverse forms of material desires, he must change continuously, one body after the other. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur spiega che come un filo d'erba cade in un fiume ed è sballottato qua e là insieme agli svariati legni e rami, così l'essere individuale è immerso nell'oceano dell'esistenza materiale ed è sballottato qua e là dalle condizioni materiali. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that like as one blade of grass falls into a river and is, thrown here and there together with the, pieces of wood or whatever. So the individual living being is immersed in the ocean of the material existence and is thrown here and there by the material conditions. Questo è ciò che viene definito lotta per l'esistenza. This is what is called struggle for existence. Un tipo di attività interessata causa la nascita di un essere in una particolare forma corporea e le azioni compiute in quel corpo gliene procureranno un altro. Particular type of selfish activity is the cause of the birth of a living being in a particular bodily form, and the actions that he performs in that body will be the cause for the next bodily form. Bisogna dunque mettere un termine a queste attività materiali e la forma umana di vita ce ne dà la possibilità. So we have to stop these material activities, and the human form of life gives us a chance to do so. In particolare la nostra energia di azione dovrebbe essere impegnata al servizio del Signore, perché in tal caso tutte le attività ispirate al materialismo si fermeranno automaticamente. In particular, our acting energy, or energy of action, should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Because if we do so, all the activities inspired by materialism or by material concept of life will stop automatically. Is that clear? Is it going on? Okay. No, ormai bisogna appagare i propri desideri sottomettendosi al Signore Supremo perché Lui sa come soddisfarci. We have to fulfill our desires taking shelter of the Supreme Lord because He knows how to satisfy us. Anche se abbiamo desideri materiali, dovremmo impegnarci nel servizio devozionale al Signore e questo purificherà la nostra lotta per l'esistenza. Even if we have material desires, we should engage in the devotional service of the Lord, and this will purify our struggle for existence. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param. Una persona di grande intelligenza che sia piena di ogni desiderio materiale, priva di desideri materiali o che desideri la liberazione, deve con ogni mezzo adorare il tutto supremo e assoluto. A person of great intelligence, whether is full of material desires, devoid of material desires, or desires, liberation, should, by any means, worship the complete whole and complete and absolute whole, the Supreme Person. Annabilasita sunyam gyana karma dhyanavritam anukuliena krishnanosilanam bhaktiruttama. Bisogna offrire un servizio d'amore trascendentale al Signore Supremo, Krishna, in modo favorevole e senza desiderare un profitto o un guadagno materiale mediante l'attività interessata o la speculazione filosofica. Questo è il puro servizio di devozione. We should offer transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desiring profit or gain, material profit or gain, through karma, through karma, or jnana, or mental speculation. This is called pure devotional service. Ok? A causa di insaziabili desideri materiali ero spazzato via dalle onde delle leggi della natura materiale e mi impegnavo così in differenti attività lottando per l'esistenza nelle diverse forme di vita. Due to insatiable material desires, I was tossed here and there by the waves of the laws of material nature, and therefore I engage myself in different activities, struggling for existence in different forms of life, in various forms of life. Mukam karoti vachalam pangulangayate girim yat kripata maham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. So I'm giving the class in English, okay? I mean, out of deference and respect for our guests. So Lord Chaitanya, he quotes a very nice verse, Kamadinam Kati, Nakati da Palita Durdayeshas. And there is also a verse in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This verse says, I have always served relentlessly and with full devotion. I have always served material desires. I have served lust, greed, anger. I have served them wholeheartedly. But they never stop asking. Even though I served them so with such determination and affection, and they never show any gratitude to me. They never let me go. And they ask for more and more and more, and like cruel masters, cruel masters that have an animal and they exploit him till death, These are the material desires. And in this verse it is also said, and I never wanted to give them up. I never desired to give them up. I just wanted to keep them. I wanted to keep serving them. Even though they were, giving me such a terrible treatment, exploiting me and making me suffer, no, I wanted to keep serving them. I never wanted to give them up. Oh. So, but then he says, oh, Lord of the Yadus, but now my intelligence has awakened, says, and I don't want to do that anymore. So the intelligence has awakened. How has this intelligence awakened? Like, in this verse, is realizing this is my material disease. I engaged in different species of life, in different types of bodies, struggling for existence, and I never wanted to give up. So how? But his intelligence is awakening. So how is that intelligence awakened? The intelligence has awakened due to devotional service, due to Bhakti Devi. And Bhakti Devi has appeared due to the association of devotees. Because of associating with pure devotees, even though the push for material desires is still there, because there is a verse here, akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajata purusham param. Even if you are full of material desires, you serve, you engage in devotional service. It doesn't say first give up the material desires and then engage. No, it says engage. Even if you are engaging in devotional service due to the desire of fulfilling your material desires, because of with that plan in mind, like Dhruva Maharaj, he didn't think, I'm going to engage in devotional service and eventually my material desires are going to disappear. He didn't think like this. He thought, I'm engaging in devotional service to fulfill my material desire, because I want my material desire to be fulfilled. That was his goal, that was his determination. But even though one may engage in devotional service for the purpose of fulfilling one's material desires, what happens? The intelligence awakens. Devotional service is so strong, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, Bhakti Devi is so strong, that even though you are convinced that these material desires, it's what you have to fulfill, what you have to pursue, no, the intelligence will wake up. You will see what in reality is material desires and what is the result that these material desires will bring forth for you. That is intelligence. When the intelligent wakes up, then you see what the results will be. Intelligence in one sense it means the faculty of the capacity of seeing the future, see what's going to happen. And what's going to happen? Karmana daiva netrena janturteho papattaye. I'm going to get another body, another material body, again, getting thrown in the womb of either human womb or animal womb. I'm going to be thrown in there, and I have to develop this. My whole energy will go to develop a material body, which is like a prison, which is, going to constrict me in a horrible situation, and every now and then I'll get I'll get a moment of relief, and I will consider that happiness. This is going to be my next life, and the life after that, and the life after that, and the life after that. Then when the intelligence wakes up and sees the extent of this horrible, terrible future, then one develops the capacity, the spiritual strength to try to stop this cycle. But one has to see it. And in order to see it, the engagement in devotional service has to continue. Never mind, as we said, if there are material desires or material expectation in the performance of devotional service. That doesn't count. That doesn't count in the eyes of Krishna. Krishna sees the determination in engaging in devotional service. He sees that. Tivrena Bhakti is trying to become engaged in devotional service. He or she is trying to become engaged in devotional service with all his, sincerity, determination, whatever. I see that. And when he sees that, Tesameva nukam partama amagyana jantama. He comes out. Oh, from the heart. Look, okay, you have this desire. Look, what is it going to give you? What is it going to give you? Look at the future. Look at the result. Oh, and then how much is going to last, and what is really going to give? Is it going to make you happy? How much suffering you'll have to undergo, and what the ultimate result will be, taking another body and struggling again, like that. So he evokes from the heart this vision, this understanding, and one becomes sober. Prajahati yada kamam sarvam parta manogata atmanieva atmanatusta stita pragyata durchate. Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. When one gives up at that point material desires which are coming from mental speculation, because the material desires are a speculation, are imagination. Life in the material world basically is imagination. You imagine that you'll get something. You imagine that you'll enjoy. You imagine this, you imagine that. But in reality, it's all, sticks on your teeth, given with violence even. In reality, you'll have to work for the cruel masters. Prabhupada gives the example of the ass. It takes, on his back, these big heavy loads, and more and more till is practically to the moment of death. But still he thinks, oh, it's my duty. I have to do it. Look how much I'm carrying. Look how much I'm doing. Look how much I'm so strong still. Oh, and then when he's old, they probably send him to the slaughterhouse. But before that, he's still envying those younger ones that still carry the load. Oh, he's so young, he's carrying the load. I can't carry that load anymore. But you're going to the slaughterhouse. What's the point? So that is material life. That is the contradictory. Incredibly contradictory way that the conditioned soul lives in this material existence. And Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Radharamanji ki jai. And it's so incredible that one, even though he sees, he starts to see, this is the let's say, the battlefield of the sadhaka, When one is engaging in sadhana bhakti becomes a sadhaka. But still he has to battle with this idea, irrational idea, that there may be some kind of happiness in this world. Something to do, something to pursue in this world. This is the fight that the sadhaka has to undergo, has to take up. And how is it possible? It's possible. Why doesn't one immediately, when he understands what the material body is, how nasty the material body is, how nasty is, terrible is the material existence, why doesn't he cease immediately? Why he has to struggle again and continue? Due to habit, because he has done it for a long time, hoping and believing in this world, material world. But that's not the only reason. The reason is that a superior force causes the conditioned soul to still believe that there may be some happiness in this world, and it's worth keeping up the fight. It's called avaranatmika, this energy. It's a covering energy. Just like someone who works in the obituary, he dresses, some people, not everyone dies like this. Some people die like that. Some people, they have a piece of body missing, and they have to put it back, when because the family doesn't want to see him like that, Why they want to see him like this, So they have to take the arms and the face, and sometimes with cranks, they have to put back the face because, it's gone, whatever, an accident, It's horrible stuff. They have to sew them, like that. But when they go back home, they got their lover, they got their wife or their husband, whatever they, and they are attracted to the body. Isn't it, inconceivable? How can you be attracted? Then, just an hour before you were twisting some arms, putting back the tongue with the, inside the mouth, whatever you were doing, to put him back in shape. But then, you take another face and it's the same skull, only that it moves, okay? But basically, it's the same type of body. And one is attracted, one falls in love, and he will put back that bodies into shape all his life for this other body, or for the other bodies of his family. That's the material existence. Avaranatmika. It's a covering potency. So it's Krishna's fault. It's not my fault. He is covering me. So it's his fault. Why does he cover me? Because you want to be covered. I still want to be covered. Yes, I want to be a devotee. I want to become a pure devotee. I want Annabilasita Sunyam Gana Karmadya Navritam. Yes, I want to get there. But in the meantime, I like to somehow or other, I shouldn't be fanatic, and some nice material desires I should keep cultivating and live my life in that way. Why should I be so extreme, in my sadhana? Okay, this is not a call for becoming extremist, or, one should walk at the right pace, in his spiritual life. Okay. La prendo io back? Tutta tua. Okay. Once Prabhupada in Vrindavan was sitting, there's a lot of bugs in in India, full of bugs. You can make a study on so many different bugs. So there was a bug On the Vyasasana he said, we are sitting in the same place, he said, myself and the bug. You know? But I am the spiritual master, he is a bug. The difference is in consciousness. So consciousness is the point. So exactly, if we, let's say, the more we understand the evil of birth and death, the evil of taking another material body, the disastrous effect of having to be born again and again and to die again and again without gaining anything, really, in reality. The more we understand that, the less this avaranatmika potency will cover us. It's due to, yeyatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham mamavat manuvartante manusya parta sarvasa. Un altro, nuovo. It's not. I asked if it was a new one, the one with the bug inside there. So that determination, that clearness of thought, that understanding, the awakening of the intelligence is fundamental. And it has to be maintained, protected by our own minds, by the external sense objects, by anything, by destiny. It has to be protected. How? In the association of devotees. If you stay in the association of devotees, even though, sometimes, the mind will take you here and there, or the avaranatmika potency of Krishna, through Maya Devi, will, try to take you out of the main path. You will be protected, you'll be saved, you'll be helped and sustained. So this association of devotees, not just physical association. We are saying association in the sense of hearing and chanting and remembering and following. That's the reality. After you hear and chant and remember, you have to do, you have to follow. If you do that, then you're protected. Then, even though the material mind will try to take us away, after all, we have offered our mind to Maya. My thinking, feeling, and willing, I offer to you, O cruel master. We have given this. When you go to a notary, you give power of attorney. Prabhupada said, we have given power of attorney to Maya, to Durga Devi. And so she uses her mind. And the mind has been accustomed, trained to do harm to us, to be our worst enemy. So even though the mind may have these proclivities still, in the association of devotees, under the guidance of the spiritual master, one can control the mind on behalf of Krishna. Krishna gives that power. And then one can stay in devotional service, and even though there may be some, troubled waters, one can reach the point of leaving one's body with sufficient attachment to Krishna, with sufficient realization, with sufficient satisfaction in the heart due to devotional service. When there is sufficient satisfaction in the heart coming from devotional service, one is safe. One is sure to be saved by Krishna. So, thank you very much. I'll end here. Questions and comments? Even in English, you have questions. You always ask questions. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Grazie. Hare Krishna. Te la faccio in italiano? Sì,
come
un
preferisci.
po' traduci. Hai parlato della indispensabilità del risveglio dell'intelligenza per capire che i desideri materiali ci daranno un altro corpo e quindi grazie a questa intelligenza ci si può distaccare. Ecco, e quindi, però poi dopo vediamo nella Bhagavad Gita che Krishna dice che per darci questa intelligenza, Buddhi Yoga, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, noi dobbiamo adorarlo e quindi sembra che c'è un'intelligenza, ci sono diversi tipi di intelligenza, no? Diversi livelli.
No, l'intelligenza Buddhi Yoga è una, non ce ne sono 32. He sees a dichotomy between being intelligent or getting intelligent, and which is necessary for progressing in spiritual life, and the request from Krishna, the one is to worship him. So it is that, there are different kinds of intelligence. No, the transcendental intelligence is one, and it corresponds to Shraddha, to faith and its developments. One has faith because of intelligence. And, as we read, Akama Sarva Kama Vamoksha Kama Udaradi, Krishna gives you the possibility of being engaged in devotional service, tivrena, with determination, even though you have material desires. So it's not that you have to, this person has material desires, so we'll give him a certain type of intelligence to engage in devotional service. This other one is certain type. No, the intelligence is the same, just that according to the recipient, it's, I'd say, experienced in different ways. For example, I'll explain it. I mean, the verse after the one I quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Lord Chaitanya in that following verse says that everything you do, there must be bhakti, otherwise it doesn't work. So let's say, for example, one has got a lot of, has got a material desire. He's an artarti. He wants to become rich. He wants to become affluent in the material world. Okay? So Krishna, but he's a devotee. He is determined. He is sincere. Okay? So Krishna gives him the intelligence. You have to be in the association of devotees. You have to engage like this. You have to engage. And even though in his heart he's thinking, okay, I'll engage. And then, the money will come. The money will arrive somehow or other. Even though his perception is that, the intelligence for engaging in devotional service is the same of a jnani or a pure devotee. Only that it's it appears in an embryonal stage, and it's got this surrounding of money. Okay. Or for Dhruva Maharaj, rain, whatever it is, But the intelligence for engaging in devotional service, that is the same. It's the same bhakti. It's just like a jewel. You can, when it's covered by, what do you call it, coal, whatever it is, it's, you don't see the more you clean it, the more it shines. So it's the same transcendental intelligence. Bhakti Devi is the same in every, but it appears and shines according to the level when you become Anabhilasita Sunya, because you become like that. If you keep going, these material desires or desire for liberation, whatever they may be, they'll appear like Dhruva Maharaj says, broken glass compared to diamonds, and you'll see, how stupid I was, and so the intelligence is the same.
Thank you.
Okay?
Krishna.
Any other questions? Okay, I'll read the results of the book distribution. Hare Krishna. Merci beaucoup. Okay, so, che cosa? No, ok, cos'è questo? Ah, the position, la posizione. Ok, with one Bhagavad Gita, Krita Yuga Prabhu, Haribo. With 4 medium books and 1 Maha, the shopless, matchless gift, Ki Jai. With 5 medium, 1 Maha, Bhakta Arjuna Prabhu, Ki Jai. 12 medium, Devananda Prabhu, Ki Jai. 13 medium, 2 Maha, Bhaktin Sonia, Ki Jai. 4 medium and 3 Maha, Maheja Prabhu Ki Jai. It looks like, 40 medium. 40 medium. Did I say something different? No. Okay. Sometimes he hears differently. And he understands things differently, in a convoluted way. But he distributes a lot of books, Then, with 40 medium, 5 Bhagavad Gitas, 5 Maha, Markandeya Prabhu Ki Jai. 39 small, 44 medium, 1 Bhagavad Gita, 2 Maha, 3 books in Arabic language. Bhakta Naga Arjuna Ki Jai. 1 small, 43 medium, 18 Bhagavad Gitas, 11 Maha, Madhava Chaitanya Prabhu Ki Jai. 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam, Mateja Prabhu Ki Jai. Haribo. And with 67 medium, 119 Bhagavad Gitas, 1 Maha, Jai Goranga Prabhu Ki Jai. Haribo. So we distributed a total of, they distributed a total of, I wasn't there, 4 small, 268 medium, 145 Bhagavad Gitas, 26 Maha, 3 Arab books, for a round total of 500 literatures of Srila Prabhupada. Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, book distribution Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Grantaraj Ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.